Hey guys, I'm Nick and welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, please don't forget to click that subscribe button for all the latest Star Trek news on YouTube. So today I'm talking to you about the trailer and a sneak peek scene for Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 8. It looks like in the last episode where Burnham got her hands on some juicy burn data in the form of the SB-19 stuff from the I don't know what to call them, the Navarans, the Vulcan Romulans, you know who I'm talking about. So it looks like next episode might actually get into some tangible information and see if we can unlock a bit more in terms of the origin of the burn. And it looks like from the trailer we might get just that. So first we'll take a look at the trailer for episode 8 and then we'll go through and analyse some of the shots bit by bit and see if there's anything extra we can unpack and learn from this upcoming episode. And then after that we'll have a look at the sneak peek scene. But first, let's get into this trailer, have a look at it and break down the shots.
This is where the burn started.
So we have a point of origin.
Something or someone is definitely sending it.
Philippa?
That's weird, scientifically speaking.
I'm about to do something that might get us both killed.
Did you mean what you said?
I want in. I can face anything.
Okay, so let's have a look at some of the shots in this trailer that we just watched and see if we can learn any more if we look at it in a bit more finer detail. So for starters, we're in engineering here, and it looks like Stamets is analysing the burn data that Burnham got from the Vulcans. And it seems they've uncovered the origin of where the burn started. Next, we've got a shot of what looks like Discovery engaging its tractor beam, firing down into the atmosphere of a planet. Next, we've got a shot of Saru and Tilly and Stamets and Adira analysing some of the burn data. Obviously, they've got some different signals there coming from different sources, and they're probably trying to extrapolate some sort of trajectory as to where it came from. Culber and Pollard in medical are doing a scan of Georgiou. Clearly she's having more of her blackouts and weird episodes, so they're probably running a full-on medical diagnostic of her to see if they can track down what's causing them. Now here's probably the most interesting shot from the trailer, which kind of shows Georgiou's face being pulled apart. This sort of effect reminds me a lot of the programmable matter effect, and it makes me think, based on the fact that we had a lot of holograms working with David Cronenberg in that scene a few episodes back, I wonder whether Georgiou's been replaced by a holographic programmable mattered type replicant of some description to spy on the Discovery crew on behalf of Section 31. Now in this shot I reckon we've got the Discovery in a bit of a standoff against an Orion Syndicate ship. In fact, I think this is most likely probably going to be the ship that belongs to Osira, who we heard about in the episode Scavengers. So she is obviously the head of the Emerald Chain in this sector, and maybe the Discovery is having their first encounter with them. And it seems like they get into a bit of a firefight with this ship, because we've got Detmer here with Rin the Andorian we met in the Scavengers episode, flying Book's ship in a bit of an attack sequence against the Orion vessel here. And it looks like we've got Burnham and Book down on the planet, facing off against some Orion Syndicate henchmen. Burnham's got a weapon here and she's firing it against this poor unlucky fella who happens to take it right to the chest. Saru on the bridge, captain's chair, red alert situation. We've got Book here using his Force-like or Aquaman-like abilities to commune with nature, and he seems to be talking with these little helium gas-filled spidery things on this planet, which look very interesting. I wonder if the gas inside the bladder of these spiders is flammable, because in this next shot we've got a big fireball erupting behind them, so I wonder whether somebody lit a match and all these little floating spiders are all exploding behind them. Now, I think this is Tolor, the nephew of Osira, who we saw in the Scavengers episode running the camp. And since Georgiou crashed a starship into the camp, which has obviously been destroyed, he is obviously in her bad books and has been put in some form of prison cell. If I had to speculate, I'd say these are the hands of Osira, long fingernails. She's got rings and jewellery on, and this ring, I'm guessing, most likely shows the insignia of either the Emerald Chain or the Orion Andorian Syndicate. This is the, I'm guessing, Orion ship bombarding the planet with phaser bolts. I'm guessing this might even link to that shot we saw of Burnham and Book running away from explosions. Okay, so next we're going to have a look at the sneak peek scene from this week's upcoming episode, which is between Dr. Culber and Georgiou. And obviously Georgiou's got some weird stuff going on in the last few episodes. She's having blackouts, she's passing out on the floor, she's having flashbacks to weird events that happened to her during her days in the Terran Empire. It'll be interesting to see if Dr. Culber, and Dr. Pollard for that matter, can unlock some of these weird goings-on that are happening to Giorgio. So like the last few weeks, due to licensing issues and so forth with the footage from CBS, I'm not actually able to play it in its entirety, but I'll show you all the shots from the sneak peek scene, and we'll go through what the dialogue is in that and what is discussed in that scene between these two characters. So let's take a look at that.
Giorgio begins. Where I'm from, the Emperor's personal physicians were buried with them when they died. It incentivized loyalty. Culber asks, "Are you going to answer my question? When did you first experience one of these blackouts?" Giorgio says, "I don't need your help." Culber responds, "Your condition is serious, but since you don't want to cooperate, you can determine if the route is physiological, psychological, temporal, interdimensional, all on your own and get back to me." Giorgio says, "You don't scare me, human." Culber responds, "I don't need to. You're already terrified." Giorgio says, "I realise you see yourself as the grand hero, Oracle of the mess hall, saviour man to this ship. Well, I'm not interested." Culber says, "The early stages of brain dysfunction will feel manageable. What was I just doing? Where did I bury that last body? But eventually, if we don't intervene, you won't recognise the faces around you. You won't even recognise yourself. You'll end your days howling at the reflection in the mirror, a living death. That's not what I want for you." Giorgio responds, "If I had time, I'd poison your children." Culber responds angrily, "If I had time, I'd have children. Now, do you want my help or not?"
So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this episode. It seems like they're really getting down to unlocking some of this tangible burn data now. We've got points of origin, we've got the SB-19 stuff, we've got the black box flight recorders that Burnham's been gathering up together in the last few episodes. So you'd think after they've got all this information, they should be able to nail down something a little bit more tangible. I mean, why it's taken 100 plus years for them to investigate to this degree, I don't know, but, at least Burnham is on the case. Are you guys excited for episode 8 coming up this week? And what are your thoughts on Giorgio's affliction? What do you think's going on with Giorgio and her weird psychological blackouts and flashbacks and all that sort of stuff? Leave your thoughts in the comments section and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for all your purchases and so forth in the store during Black Friday. For those of you who missed out on Black Friday sales, there is another bit of a sale on Monday the 30th of November, which is a day of free shipping. So make sure you take advantage of that if you didn't already buy a t-shirt on Black Friday. So I'll see you guys next time for probably some photos and some bit more information and production promo shots and whatnot for episode 8 coming in the next few days. I'll catch you then.